Now, the government's setting aside $60 million to explore the potential of so-called supercritical geothermal energy. Conventionally, we're drilling about 3.5 k's deep at the moment, but scientists reckon supercritical drilling to a depth of 6 k's has the potential to generate near limitless power. And the Resources and Energy Minister, Shane Jones, is with us now. Hey, Shane.
Hey, good. Thanks, Lex.
So what kind of energy is it that you're pulling out here? What are we talking about?
20% of the current electricity we generate is traceable back to geothermal energy. From a depth of 2, maybe 3.5 kilometres, we want to go 6 kilometres, closer to the magma, supercritical, super hot, a far more intense form of geothermal energy with the capacity to grow our electricity supply platform by probably another 50%. Dive down energy prices and give us greater security.
Are private companies already doing this?
Private companies in New Zealand are busily gouging and profiting excessively from industry and households. They have no interest in massively expanding the supply of energy because it'll drive down prices to you and I, thus compromise their profits.
Okay, so you think that they would do it if they actually had an incentive to do it, but they just don't want to. The reason I'm asking you this, Shane, is because if a private company isn't doing it, I start to get a bit wary about the public getting involved in it. Do you know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean.
Well, if there is no reason, if a private company looks at this thing and doesn't see that there is a reason for them to get involved in this, right? That the return on the investment outweighs it like makes sense to them, then is it smart for us as a government to be throwing money into it? If it doesn't make commercial sense, why would we do it?
It's smart for a government to secure energy security. We almost ran out of energy last winter. The prices got to such a sky-high level, we had the highest energy prices in the world. The current gentailers, the major energy electricity producers, have no incentive to boost our energy security because insecurity massively expands their profits. No government, no politician like Shane Jones can sit idly by while we suffer energy poverty and a small cast of shareholders grossly profit.
Where in the country do you do this?
The volcanic plateau represents at this stage the best potential. That's Reporoa, Taupo, Kawero. I mean, we are sitting on a potential energy magic carpet down in that part of the country. You are right, there are risks, but that's what governments exist for. Where there's a market failure, and let's be honest, the market is failing grossly in terms of energy in New Zealand. That's why it's not an unreasonable contribution to test, is the science correct, and can the engineering be made to perform to give us this new platform in a climate uncertain environment of fresh green energy.
And Shane, is this something that you do onshore or offshore?
No, the electricity that we may generate over time from this geothermal field will be onshore. The offshore was from the wind farms. They've now gone home off the coast of Taranaki, and of course they blamed the offshore mining for that, which is another matter, and once again further evidence of falsehoods.
Shane, were you in Parliament today for the carry-on?
I sadly was in Invercargill announcing jobs, announcing investments, and supporting the aquaculture industry. My colleague Casey Costello was there, but by all accounts, it turned into a circus with the Māori Party, in particular the young lady from Tainui. But I'm not surprised that the Māori Party are subverting Parliament. They're malcontents. They are there to undermine the legitimacy of Parliament, and they are using that as a basis to recruit members for their party. The whole hikoi, which is actually a kākoi, is designed as a clarion call to boost the appeal of the Mori Party.
Now, Shane, what I'd like to know from you, because you've been in Parliament a very, very long time, is what we're seeing at the moment is it's getting increasingly weird in there and rowdy, and there's a lot more misbehaviour. How do you stop this from escalating?
Well, there are provisions that Jerry Brownlee has. Once things get completely out of control, Parliament has inherent powers to imprison members of Parliament.
What, actually chuck them in jail?
Parliament has inherent powers to put people in jail, and the way the Māori Party are carrying on, that seems to me quite an appropriate response.
What's
unless
the
they
threshold?
uphold their democratic. Oh, well, therein lies the problem. It's an ancient doctrine we've inherited through our parliamentary Westminster-based democracy. But with the threatening, ugly behaviour, then the Matua of Mining, Shane Jones, sees that as a reasonable discussion point.
And if Jerry was to do that and chuck them in jail, what are we talking about? The clink down at Wellington District Court, or like down at the local police station, or is there some sort of special jail at Parliament?
I'm not entirely sure. Stewart Island's got a jail, but some distant destination for these malcontents wouldn't be a bad idea.
Shane, I like that idea more than your geothermal idea, I'll be honest with you. I appreciate it. Shane Jones, Resources Minister, which is not to say I don't like the geothermal idea, but this idea has really tickled me pink.